Okay, I'm having too much fun. We are now going to go from, oh, I love this shot, the world and the weather systems. Of course, at a certain point, when we back out away and look down, we can see the weather systems and the systems that were over Greenland. That kind of obscured. We could see down to where Narsasawak down here in the bottom. But what we're doing is the final stop. We took off from Boston, right along in here somewhere. There's Norfolk. We want to get up to Boston. There's New York, Brock Island, and Boston's right about in there. And so we flew along the paths people used to have to take when the aircraft were not intercontinental capable, with fuel and speed. Back in the first guy to do it was, of course, Lindbergh. Of course, solo. They did have somebody that probably had twin engines and more than one person. So he did it solo, flying from New York, actually out of Brooklyn. He took off from Brooklyn, and I can't always remember the name of that field. It's no longer there, and he flew to Paris. But the Great Circle route takes you up and close to Greenland and comes down and goes right past. And here we'll go in here on it. And we have to change our time. Let's see here. We gotta move the clock back so we can do this flight in the light of day. So right down here is Charles de Gaulle Field. I think they called it Orly way back then. And it does go. We'll go in and get close here, and we'll see that it goes past Heathrow and Liverpool up in here, and then of course it misses Ireland. Possibly we'll go over Scotland, but some of the people doing this flight would hop across the shorter distance, would be possibly to Scotland. And of course I never I never flew this route. I probably had a chance to do it, but I was too much of a scaredy cat back then. So we're going out of Reykjavik, and it's a shorter flight. We'll show you here that it's just 1,200 nautical miles, probably 1,500 statute miles. And in my rocket ship, Darkstar scramjets, it says 16 minutes, which means we'll be somewhere by the time I finish talking and everything. This thing will end up being about 30 minutes long. So that's the idea here today, and let's get after it. Finishing the flight. There's my favorite TBM. I don't know where it's flying, but that could be in Hawaii. Looking at the big island, Hilo. I forget the name of the mountains there. And Floyd Bennett Field was the field that Lindbergh took off from in New York, or in Brooklyn. Floyd Bennett Field he took off from. So we see we're lined up on runway 13, and we're gonna our route of flight will be 140 to head for England, Scotland, England, and ultimately Robert de Gaulle Field in Paris. So let's see. I can hear the airplane. So we got our sound for our airplane back. Let's go outside. Yeah. So there we go. I like to fly with my shoes off. These pedals that I have are real, I call it twitchery. They're very sensitive pedals. I'm a little sensitive myself. Okay, we got a couple little things we have to do, a little housekeeping. We have to get ready. We take the brakes off. We have to get ready to push the light up the afterburners. So we go full power, and then we go click, click, and go outside and rotate. Leaving Iceland. Gear up.
Experimental 7, Bravo Charlie, continue for east departure. Experimental 7, Bravo Charlie.
There goes Reykjavik.
Airspace frequency change approved.
There goes Reykjavik. I had a little trouble finding it. And we'll say goodbye to her.
Reykjavik Tower Experimental Flight 27 Bravo Charlie frequency change.
We can level out here. Get this out of the way, see how we're doing on our course. We're not quite on course. So we have to go back to the, oh, we've gone, we turned a little too far. Have to go back to the left. And since we're going to be over the ocean, let's leave the weather in. And we're at 0.98 Mach, 0.99. Let's go back inside and look at our panel so we can get the nose down below 10 degrees and pop through the sound barrier. And we corrected a little too far back. We have to come back to the right now. We are through the sound barrier. And we're heading out to sea, crossing the North Atlantic, going back in time when this was the only way to get to Europe, was hopscotching from Canada, from Labrador, points along in there, a place called Goose. I don't know whether they'd go out of Halifax, Nova Scotia, and I've come back to the right a little too much, not paying attention. But it's a great circle route, so I don't have to. The course will come back to me. Anyway, while we're still going relatively slowly, it's easier to turn. You don't need as much bank to get it to turn. And so we'll get it paralleling the course right there. That's good. And we keep it nose up about 10 degrees. Keep climbing. Or 24,000 feet. We got our aircraft sound. I rebooted my computer. The flight I just made for the Library Ninja. I think he's one of my subscribers, requested a little flight. You can request things as long as I've got time, and it's looks like fun. I'll do it. So when I made the flight from Bermuda to JFK in New York, we had no sound. You had me. You still had to listen to me, and air traffic control. We could still hear them. Oh, so we got to turn on. See, I can't multitask anymore. So we'll turn on the scramjet. There we go. Scramjets light up. We'll really be hopping along here. There it goes. There it goes. And so you'll see the regular jet will shut down. The regular turbine jets with the afterburners. Now we got the scramjet running full power. And we're up to Mach 6 plus. We're coming up on 50,000 feet. We'll go back inside so we can see that we're doing. We can pull it up 10 degrees up. Pitch up 10 degrees. So, c'est la vie. We're heading for Paris. 60,000. $70,000. And then I got all the stuff in here. I go back to see our ground speed 3,800, 4,000. True airspeed is 4,000 knots, which is, so we're coming up on 5,000 miles an hour, and we're Mach 8.567. We're up over 100,000 feet. So between 100 and 120, we managed to really cook in the thin air. So we'll push the nose down on the horizon, and we drop back in Mach 8. A little trim. So we're just under 1,000 nautical miles to De Gaulle, which is in the magenta here. Right here is our distance unwinding, going down. Mach 8.5. It should, we're at 156. If we have jet streams up here, we're really ripping. But let's see what happens here. We're slowly coming down, and the course is gonna, the great circle route is curving to the right, so we need to get into a right turn. So 5,400 knots, so we're probably close to 6,000 miles an hour. And altitude and pressure has something to do with the speed of sound. And I'm not a physicist, so I don't quite understand that. Anyway, this isn't as long a flight as it was from Boston to Reykjavik, Iceland. This is about half that distance. So we don't have to squeeze every mile per hour or every knot out of this flight. We'll leave it right here. And we gotta kind of keep relatively close to the course, because I haven't flown around France a lot. So when we get to Paris, we have to be real close to the magenta line. So we'll come on around. Look at we see northern Scotland, possibly here. We'll see how it pans out. Anyway, 128. We should be up to Mach 9. Where are we here? Yeah, Mach 9. So this is pretty good here. We'll go ahead and bring the nose up. Try to hold level flight now. We'll see how that does right there. And we'll go outside and start looking at the land, and we'll get rid of our clouds so we can see the beautiful geography. Yeah, here we go. And we'll move the sun to get the sharpest image. There we go. So as far as I know, these are the... Oh, I used to know, not the Shetlands, but these islands have a definite name. And I got to come right a little bit more, see how the Great Circle route curves to the right. Now we're down to 100,000. That's good enough for there. Let's get back inside. Our nose dropped. See our magenta line kind of moving away. We're pretty good. Okay, we level off at 95,000. Got a slight nose up attitude. We're at 566 miles to go. We got about 5 more minutes before we have to shut down. And we'll get this over to about 1.5. See, we're coming to 150. We'll get it over to about 154, 155. So you can see how we're intercepting here. Mach 9, that's pretty good. Okay, let's stay there. We should get back on course right there. Then we'll see if we can spot Heathrow and London. And let's go outside. And we'll bring in the chart. See if Liverpool, probably going to see Liverpool here. Should do pretty good. Back up to 100,000. Yeah, I should have written it down, but you can see coming in here. Here's the river, the Thames. We'll definitely see the Thames. We'll be able to pick that out. Probably be able to pick out London. And Heathrow, I'm not quite sure. That would be out in here a little bit. And let's see, our course is off to the left, which that's good because we're on the Great Circle route. Okay, let's get back here and see how we're doing. Here we are, and the course is off to our left, and it'll be coming to us. So we'll hold. This probably will work out pretty well. We'll get a little nervous as we cross the English Channel. And possibly here we're seeing the bottom of England coming up, and we can see where the Thames comes in off the English Channel. That goes into the North Sea over there. And we'll kind of see how the Thames kind of goes snakes around as it comes in. And so Heathrow's right down in there. This is probably right here is probably going right around, and we'll probably see Heathrow. There it is, right under us. There's Heathrow. Hi, Heathrow. Okay, now we got to find Paris. So there we go. We're down there. We're coming up on the English Channel, and we got to look at our distance. So let's go back inside. We got to start coming down because we don't have very far to go. And I'll go ahead and shut down we'll go back inside. We got 138 miles to go. Let's keep this thing up here so we don't run off the chart there. And it's probably time to come left. It's time to turn off the scramjets. Yep, turns them off. And we'll go ahead and look out to see Paris. We can look over here. Calais is right in there. They're 80,000 feet. Mach 5. Get in behind here. And again, I already admitted I don't know very much about Paris, so we'll have to go better keep the chart up here so we'll see the end of the line come up. Whether we're in here, if we're in here, we'll see the end of the line, which is right at De Gaulle Field. We close this, and we'll pull out. Here we go. Still ripping along. 50,000 feet. That's okay. And we'll go ahead and level our wings. See a river right there in front of us. Don't know the rivers. Don't know much about history. There's Paris. And now we can kind of come back to the right. We're intercepting just fine. 30,000 feet. Mach 3. I think we're doing fine here. Take it right to. I just saw an airfield go right under us. Going a little fast. Can't see the English Channel anymore. I hope we see. Possibly, I'm seeing the airport right here. So we'll fly over it. I'll come right. Yeah, it looks like an airfield. So we shut down the power. Yeah, that looks like an airfield right there. So we'll fly right over, and then we'll make a left 360. No, not a left 360, but we'll land to the west. Then we'll go right over the field. Let's look around, see if we see the Eiffel Tower. I don't even know where that would be from downtown Paris. I think that would be over in this direction. And we go by the field, and we'll come back and land on this long runway right there. Come back in with some power. Good altitude, 4,000 feet. We don't even have to put the air brakes out. Now we know where we are. That was a lot easier than Reykjavik. If I'd used my navigation aids, we wouldn't have had to wander around Iceland looking for our airport. And we'll look back here. Keep the airport in sight. It helps to be able to hear the airplane. But that was fun, flying from Bermuda to New York with no airplane sounds. Very pleasant flight. So we'll take a look to the side here so we keep an eye on the airport. Yeah, we got a good speed. We'll go ahead and put the gear down. Let's move the sun so we don't have the sun in our eyes. So we'll make it earlier. And we'll go behind the airplane. Come on around. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I think the second runway is, yeah, I see it now. We're too slow. Like the Concorde here. Now we're at 200, that's good. Landing at Kennedy was a little hard. Okay, a little air brake. And a little regular brakes. There we go. So here we are in Paris. And I'm not gonna take your time taxiing up to the terminal. We'll just look over there at the terminal. And we'll go ahead and stop right here. And we can look around at Charles de Gaulle. All right. Thanks for riding along. Let's shut her down here. Let's see here. Generator engine reset. Yeah. Doesn't look like we're turning it. That turns it off. Okay, here we are. And yeah, it says distance 1.33 nautical miles. So we must be at Charles de Gaulle Field. One more time outside. And thanks for riding along on Air Chance. That's somebody else originated that one. It's supposed to sound like Air France. Air Chance. It's supposed to be funny. I used to call myself Captain Crunch because I made hard landings. But I'm getting a little better at that. or I'm getting used to it. Anyway, see you on the next hop, and thanks for riding along. Bye. Au revoir. Au revoir.